Okay. Who can tell me the story of the three little pigs? What is it, Johnny?
Well, there's these three little pigs, and they're scared of the wolf, and the wolf's not very nice.
What happens to the three little pigs?
They end up going into a brick house that that the wolf can't blow down.
So is the wolf bad in the story?
He is very scary.
Okay. Well, today I have the true story of the three little pigs. This is told by a wolf. Okay. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of my diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies, sheep, and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is all about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back in once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold, and I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? So of course, the minute I knocked on the door, I fell right in. I didn't want to walk right in someone else's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without a cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. And I huffed, and I puffed, and I sneezed a great sneeze. And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger lying there. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar, so I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his whole house out of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, go away, wolf, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I tried to cover up my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was a second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Now you know food will spoil if you leave it out in the open, so I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that little rude porker answered? Get out of here, wolf. Don't bother me again. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar. And he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin. Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down this pig's door. And the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real big scene. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs they had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting, so they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. That's the real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar. So what do you think? Do you think that the wolf is innocent or guilty?
I don't know. He did want to get sugar for his grandma.
I know, that's pretty hard. Never heard that version of the story. Well, today, I want you to write a paper over your opinion on this story. So we've been talking a lot about opinions and opinion writing. So today I'm going to have you write whether you think that the wolf is guilty, and you're going to support that using 3 of your opinions on why you think he's guilty or innocent. So how we're going to do this is we're going to use a graphic organizer first. So I am going to give you one here. So how we do this is first we have the main idea right there. So the main idea of this would be what?
The wolf is not guilty.
The wolf is not guilty. So then in these 3 little circles right here, you're going to write the reason 1 why you think he's not guilty, the 2nd, and the 3rd. And then your conclusion, you'll wrap that all up. So we use graphic organizers as a way to organize our thoughts. So if we were going to do this with, if the wolf is bad, we would say, for the first story, for the original story, not this one, but for the first story that we know, we think the wolf is bad, right? If we just listen to the one that the media, as this one said, told us. So the first reason would be what? Because he blew the first pig's house down, right? Then what about the second reason?
That he blew that one's house down too.
Yeah. And the third?
He was scary because he tried to blow that one down, but he couldn't.
Exactly. So what I'm going to have you right now is work on this, and then later we're going to use this graphic organizer to help us write our papers, and then I'll give you guys time to share all of your ideas with the group.